so awkward and intense. Bella is awkward, and Edward is intense, and it just makes you want to do the Monty Python thing and just tell them to get on with it. You know, you can see where it's going to go, and it takes too long to get there. You know, but you know, for all of its faults, for all of its ridiculousness, and I can't bring myself to despise it as much as so many people do. You know, it's not a good film, but it's not achingly terrible. It doesn't make me want to pull out my own eyes. It's not like Star Wars Episode 1. It's really, really melodramatic, you know, but at the same time, it's a vampire film, and so many vampiric stories just relish melodrama, you know? So I've got to kind of empathise with it that way, and, you know, if I was a teen girl, I might have got drawn in. I might have got drawn in when the books came out. I might have given them a little skim. I might have read through them a little bit. But I think it's gone too far, you know? It's like any extremism. I don't like any kind of extremism. And you know, it's not worth getting so hyped up about, and you know, getting like tattoos of Edward all over your back or whatever, and you know, just being like a screaming mum, like yelling at Robert Pattinson to come and touch your face, and sign your boob or whatever. It's just that's what's wrong with it. It's gone way too far. It's gone past the point. I mean, a similar thing has actually happened with Harry Potter, and it pains me to say it because I do like Harry Potter. I read Harry Potter when I was really young, and you know, I read all the books and I loved them. And the films, you know, I like the films. They're not as good as the books, and I'm sure a lot of people say that about Twilight. You know, the films are not as good as the books, and I can appreciate that because I know that, you know, it's a bit disappointing when you see a film of a book that you really like and it just doesn't quite capture everything that book is about. And I'm sure that's fine. That's the case here as well. But people have built it up so much and just obsess about it too much. And Harry Potter, like I say, yeah, it's the same. People obsess about Harry Potter too much. And I know people who know me will know that it's funny that I'm talking like this because I obsess about Star Wars. I mean, I'm wearing a bloody Star Wars t-shirt right now, and I obsess about Star Wars way too much, and I get too angry at how bad the prequels are. And I even said that I wasn't going to mention any prequel trilogies in any of these reviews, so I'm sorry, but it's not worth getting so worked up about, and it's also not worth getting so angry about as to say that you want, you know, is to say that they're completely terrible films. They're not, you know, they're entertaining to watch. They're stupid, but a lot of films are stupid, you know, and they're melodramatic, but they're vampire films. It's gonna be melodramatic. I mean, I know they're not, like I say, they're not proper vampire films, not really, not the way I would think of them, but it's not worth getting as angry as people do about it, you know? I mean, the only other thing I can say really is, you know, the acting, especially from Kristen Stewart, and I'm very sorry, Kristen Stewart, but you can be really, really annoying. I mean, she seems to spend a lot of her time looking pretty constipated, and I just wanted to spend a few hours on the toilet and just get rid of what seems to be making her face so strained all the time, you know? Just feel sorry for her. She's obviously got a lot of stodge in her belly. She needs to get rid of it. It's not pleasant, but there it is. Okay, yeah, like I said before, the way the film is shot, I can't complain about. I like the way that it's shot. I mean, there are a few little bits that look kind of like a student film, and it's a little bit weird, and you're like, yeah, I didn't look quite right. But the lavish panoramas of the wilderness are beautiful. I like the sort of muted kind of blue tone that runs through the film, and this kind of, yeah, this bluey, greeny kind of tone, and then a lot of the tones when Edward and Bella are together, this kind of like warm kind of glowing light when they're at like at the prom, when they're under the thing, and when they're at dinner, and yeah, I do like that. I like the way that a lot of the lighting and a lot of the sort of the color palette works within the film. I think it does work well, and it kind of it helps to tell the story in a way, which is what it should do. You know, the sort of blue coldness and the moisture of the mist and everything is kind of that. She talks about it. The sort of she hates anything wet and cold, and you're thinking, but yeah, and then the sort of contrast with that, the desert and the bright burning sun, but yeah, like I say, I've got no complaints with the way it was shot. I thought it looked really really nice. Um, but yeah, I think my main problem is not with the film itself. I think it's with the Twihard fans who have got way too obsessed with something that's mediocre. You know, it's not worth getting obsessed about. You know, even doing this review, I sort of feel like I'm kind of fanning the flames of something that is just kind of, you know, just throwaway. It's Twilight. There it is. It's gone. You know. Okay, so that's all I've got to say about Twilight. I really hope you enjoyed the review, and yeah, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel, and I should hopefully be posting some more reviews pretty soon in the future, when I get round to them. You know, when I get around to watching films. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been Peter Lepard, and this has been your review for Twilight. Thank you very much.